congratulations to Fleet Advantage, the Fleet Advantage Foundation, Kids Around the Corner. Joining us today, we have Elizabeth Gomez, Director of Marketing and Community Outreach at Fleet Advantage. Elizabeth, welcome and congratulations. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you guys so much. We're doing great. Thank you.
And we have a video that kind of summarizes your program. So we're going to play it and then we'll dive in and ask you some more questions about it.
Great.
That was so awesome to see. Kids Around the Corner has now surpassed $1 million in cumulative giving to nonprofit organizations. When you look back at how KATC started and where it is today, what moment kind of stands out as that turning point where you really knew this had become something bigger than just corporate giving program?
So, in the beginning, we were just, we were trying to do the right thing, supporting organizations, giving back wherever we could. I would say the turning point, the shift for me that I saw was when we stopped just kind of donating, monetary donations or writing checks, and we actually started to show up in the community. Once we introduced more hands-on volunteer opportunities, our team, you could just see and feel the difference. So we realized our team didn't want to just, write checks or donate. They wanted to get in there, make the change, be part of it. So I think that's when it all really clicked that this isn't just a foundation that we have. This is part of our core values, something that we really want to do. And then with over 45 partnerships and hitting that $1 million mark or milestone, it's just something our employees really take ownership of, and they kind of expect to be part of it now. So it's been wonderful. I love watching that video, by the way. It makes me feel so happy.
It's so impactful. Loved it.
Yeah, that video is amazing. The program is amazing, Elizabeth. And you mentioned the 45 partnerships and this year adding 16. Can you give a little bit of context? How does Fleet Advantage decide who to partner with, and what does that process look like?
So we're really intentional about how we choose our partners. We focus mainly on organizations, Kids Around the Corner. We focus mainly on organizations that support children and families, but it could be, directly impacted or indirectly. But a big part is also local impact. We really do like to partner with smaller organizations that don't have, the notoriety or some of this national support. So we do that, and it's a lot of where our employees and our customers, where they live, where we work, and it just makes us feel more connected to the community that way. So we just like for our team to be involved. So we also look for transparency. in these companies, what kind of impact are they actually making, and to see if it's a right fit for us, and is there an opportunity for our team to be hands-on. So if their mission is not clear, and there may not be an opportunity for our team to be hands-on, then they may not be the correct fit for us. But that's kind of how the process works.
Awesome. And that employee volunteer engagement is so central to how KATC operates. So you guys had 9 in-person events last year, including events intentionally designed for both employees and their families. What does it mean for Fleet Advantage's culture when giving extends into people's personal lives and not just their work hours?
So I love this question because it's one of the things I'm most proud of. When the giving goes beyond like our regular workday or with our regular building, right? And we extend it and we invite them to participate with their families, it becomes a completely different dynamic, where employees can bring their families. We see that impact because it's not just coworkers anymore. It's mom, it's dad, it's siblings, it's cousins, and you kind of see where we're all trying to not only instill that in ourselves, but also in our families. And it's something bigger when we do it together. It does create a culture that you can actually feel it throughout the entire building. And you realize that you're not just working for a company, you're working for something meaningful. So the fact that Fleet Advantage gives us that opportunity to do that is amazing.
Well, speaking of reaching people and families, and making that tremendous effort, after Hurricane Melissa in the Caribbean, KATC funded a full disaster relief container to Jamaica, 20 pallets of essential supplies, and that's a significant logistical undertaking. We know that, being in Florida, responding to those international crises. So how did Fleet Advantage make that decision to donate in that way? And then what does it mean for a transportation company to deploy its core capabilities for this humanitarian purpose?
So that situation really came down very quickly. We realized that the hurricane was going to hit, and this actually came directly from our CEO. He called and said, this is going to be big, and we need to do something about it, and we need to respond quickly. So within about an hour from that phone call, I was able to connect with an organization called Global Empowerment Mission. They're a local organization here in South Florida. And we've worked with them before. We've done some volunteer work with them before at their warehouse. This is what they do and what they do best. So I called my contact, and, they handle the logistics and the coordination of it. But this is exactly why having these types of partnerships are important, because you don't always have to do the physical yourselves. To say that a company that's our size is going to get 20 pallets together in such a short amount of time, that would seem impossible. And you'd be like, I can't really make a difference. But when you have these partnerships in place, they handle the logistics. We got with them. We spoke to them. How can we help? We want to help. They said, come down to our warehouse right now. So we did. And we got everything in turn. And it happened within a matter of, 2 to 3 hours. So just because you can't physically do everything yourselves, it's about knowing how to mobilize the right people and the resources quickly. And that's what we did, thankfully. So a big shout out to Global Empowerment Mission, because they're doing the really big, important work down there in Doral.
Absolutely. And Fleet Advantage has earned some remarkable external recognition, including being ranked number 24 on the South Florida Business Journal's Corporate Philanthropy list, and also receiving the 2025 Humanitarian Logistics Award. So what does receiving this purpose award from your industry peers at TMSA mean to you compared to some of those more broad community recognitions?
So, all recognition is meaningful and important, and we're always very humbled, and we're always very honored, especially when it involves KATC, because it's about the communities that we serve. But this one is different. It does hit different because it's being recognized by our peers in the industry. It reinforces that you can have purpose. So purpose has a place in what we do in our business. It's not just the 9 to 5 or 8, the Monday through Friday grind. So it's something that our team is really proud of, because it is within our industry. So thank you guys for the recognition.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here on the show. Congratulations again on your win. It's always great to hear what the team is doing and to be able to talk about these great. I love that you said like there's a purpose, there's a place for purpose, and that's so powerful.